Hi, welcome to the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival produced by Visual Communications. My name is Mia Barnett and I am a features programmer for the festival. I'm zooming in from Los Angeles on Tongva land. We'd like to thank everyone for making this festival possible, especially the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Comcast, NBC Universal, California Arts Council, SAG-AFTRA Producers Industry Advancement and Cooperative Fund, the National Endowment for the Arts, and HBO and Warner Media. And special thanks to all of our community partner organizations for their valuable work and for continuing to support visual communications. Shout out to our friends at Kizuna, who is today's community partner organization. And their mission is to build a future for the Japanese American community through the education, empowerment, and engagement of the next generation. And for our audience out there, if you would like to read closed captions, we are dropping a link in the chat and you can click on that and it'll bring you to a new window and it will open the audio transcript. So moving on to the artist conversation. This year's lineup featured so many great youth and kid talent, and we really wanted to take this opportunity to highlight the next generation of actors, directors, and filmmakers. So in addition to the talent featured on today's panel, please be sure to check out Poor Salatsa's performance in the feature The Long Walk, which is on view now. And then Brandolyn Chia's performance in the short film Hello from Taiwan, and the Pamina Media Project shorts directed by the kids at Kayamanan Ing Lahi. And now I'm going to welcome our moderator for today's panel. Lilan Bowden is an actor and comedian who played Bex on Disney Channel's Emmy and Peabody nominated ANDI MACK. Her credits also include Love, Parks and Recreation, Lifeline on YouTube Red, and I Am Watching You on Lifetime. In addition to all of that, she is also the director behind Becoming Eddie, a coming-of-age comedy featured in this year's festival lineup. Please welcome Lilan Bowden.
Hi, Mia. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. We have such an amazing panel of super, super talented kids today. So I would like to invite all of our panelists to be able to turn on their mics and cameras so we can all see you guys. So come on in, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So great to see everybody's faces and your colorful backgrounds. Way to go, everybody. We didn't even coordinate, but look at all these colors we've got. All right, well, let's get started, everybody. I'd love to pass the mic around. We'll start with Claudia. I would love for you to say your name, the project that you're in, and where you are zooming in from.
Hi, I'm Claudia Fabella. The project I'm in is BAKEMONO, and I'm zooming in from New York, Queens.
Maya, let's go to you.
I'm Maya Kapoor. I live in Mango Baby, and I'm zooming in from Valley Village, and I'm 11 years old.
That's great. Can you say that just where you're zooming in from one more time and speak with a little bit more volume or a little bit closer to your computer?
I'm zooming in from Valley Village.
Nice. Me too. All right, let's go to Joziah.
Hello. Okay.
Hey.
My name is Joziah Lagonoy. I'm in Becoming Eddie, and I'm calling in from Seattle, Washington.
All right, let's go to Kana next.
I'm calling from Chicago, and I made Mr. Orange and Baby Snot.
Jessica, how about you?
Hi, I'm Jessica Lynn. I was in Michelle, and I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Yay. All right, Will, you're up.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm in the documentary Curtain Up, and I'm zooming in from Brooklyn, New York.
Awesome. Tysen, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tyson. I'm zooming in from Mililani, Hawaii, and the film I was in was MO'o.
Nice. All right. I think that's everybody. So I'd love to be able to ask you some questions. Let's start with Jessica. If you haven't seen Michelle yet, please, please watch it tonight. It's so good. Her name is Michelle. It's directed by, the movie's name is Michelle. It's directed by Kenya Gillespie. Jessica, the programming team fell in love with your character and your performance. So could you tell us what the film is about?
Well, the film is about this girl, and she's getting bullied because of her race, and there's her bullies, and she overcomes her bullies, and it's really powerful.
It's really, really moving. I wanted to ask, how did you get connected to the team?
Well, I actually never planned on becoming an actress, but they sent out flyers to my dance studio because you need to, in the film, there's a dancing part, and if I had an opportunity, I took it, so.
Wow, I mean, your performance is absolutely so moving. I think what really, really struck me is that you're able to go from a very authentic shyness and insecurity to a huge confidence when you dance. So it makes sense that you have a dancing background. What was that like for you to, it also broke my heart to see you have to deal with like these bullies who are bullying you because of your ethnicity. What was that like as the experience for you?
Well, I actually really liked it, and but like I felt during those scenes, it really like felt real because there is lots of racism in our real time life, and that's the reality of it. And it was really sad at one point because it was like imagining what she was like when she was little and having to go through that struggle, and that was just heartbreaking. But the acting was really fun.
Oh my gosh, do you think now that you've got a taste, do you think that you'll be doing more acting?
I definitely, if there's an opportunity to do it, I would definitely do it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. Let's move on to another wonderful performance. I'd like to highlight Claudia's performance in BAKEMONO. BAKEMONO is a short horror film directed by Sumire Takamatsu and Jorge Lucas. Claudia, tell us what BAKEMONO is about specifically, and how did you get to be a part of this project?
Okay, so BAKEMONO is about this girl. She doesn't listen to her parents because they're telling her to eat, and it's a horror. So, and there's a monster called BAKEMONO, and her parents are trying to tell her, oh, you need to eat and like make sure to make sure the BAKEMONO doesn't come. And well, yeah.
He does the opposite. So you speak Japanese in this film, and am I correct that you are not Japanese?
Yeah, I'm not Japanese, but I had to speak some Japanese in this film. So Samiri sent me a recording of her speaking the Japanese. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, I don't understand Japanese, but from what I saw, it sounded extremely authentic and you had me fooled. So amazing job. That Japanese is not an easy language to learn. So cool. So we're talking about parents scaring their kids. Let's go from parents scaring their kids to cousins scaring each other. So I would love to introduce Tysen Jao from MO'O, directed by Anela Ling. So Tysen, this is an extremely, extremely challenging role for someone so young. How did you do any type of prep to do this very dramatic part?
Yes, I had to prepare by swearing because I didn't really know how to say it.
Oh my gosh, who gets to say that swearing is a part of your actor prep? That sounds like an excuse that a kid would tell their parent. I'd like to ask a follow-up question. Did you know your co-star before you go into this film? Because you two seem to have a really close connection.
Yeah, before we started filming, we kind of got to know each other, and we kind of started practicing together and meeting each other.
Oh my gosh, that's great. And are you guys buddies now?
I mean, I know him, but it's not like.
You'll say hi. If you'll see him, you'll be like, hey, what's up? We shared a story about looking for ghosts together.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Tysen. Let's move on to another family story. Mango Baby. This is directed by Serena Violet Hodges as part of VC's Armed with a Camera Fellowship. And Maya, you are the star of Mango Baby. So could you tell us what Mango Baby is about?
It's kind of about like her like a girl and her grandma's connection and like their relationship together, and like she's old and like what she's gonna do, and she's like gonna die, and like there's also like what what's gonna happen, like her connection before the girl grew older too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so moving and you do such a great job. I wanted to ask, you have to eat mangoes in this movie. Did you have to eat mangoes for your audition as well?
No, I didn't. The mangoes were fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
not as
like,
tasty.
But I didn't have to eat a mango, no. But I ate mango jam.
How was the mango jam?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of jam, but like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
You got through it.
Yeah.
You must be an amazing actress because you had me convinced that you really love that jam. Are there any, this is a family story. Did this connect, when you were preparing for this, did you connect with your family at all, or did you think about your family to prepare?
Yeah, I thought about my grandfather, and my connection with him.
Oh.
But yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's great. Now I'd like to meet the director in the group, Kana. For folks that might not have seen Mr. Orange and Baby Snot, could you tell us what it's about?
It's about Mr. Orange finding happiness in an odd place.
I love that. And Mr. Orange is a stop motion film. Is that what you'd call it, Kana?
Yes, or a claymation.
Claymation, thank you. It's so cool. And Mr. Orange, how would you describe his character? He's not quite a human, but he doesn't look like any discernible animal. How would you describe Mr. Orange?
I'm not really sure, but he kind of looks like an orange.
Duh, that makes sense. Now, I wanted to ask, what inspired you to make this project?
Well, during the time I made the project, I was sick, so I was very bored, and I decided to make a comedy about how I was sick or about my life.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You took a pain and you turned it into art.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I had the pleasure of directing the next actor in the short film Becoming Eddie. If you haven't seen this film yet, I won't talk about it. Josiah, I'll let you say what it's about.
Okay, so basically, it's about a 12-year-old growing up in the 80s with going to school with his Caucasian and African American classmates, but you know, like he doesn't really get along with them, I would say. So he falls in love with this comedian, and you know, he wishes to be like him so he can get along with his classmates. So when he wakes up, he then talks as the comedian. It's not complicated, but it's pretty funny.
Oh, I think you did a great job explaining it too. And as we know, you also had to curse for this film, but not really, huh? I wanted to ask, did your mom ever let you allow you to curse to prepare or not?
To prepare for this, but otherwise,
we kept a strict set otherwise. It was just for the art.
Yeah.
Now you're in 2 films this festival. You're also in The Paper Tigers, directed by Bao Tran, which is an action comedy. Tell us about that as well.
So it's about they call them the 3 paper tigers. And they're kung fu prodigies. And they've grown up to be washed middle-aged men, and they need to. I don't know how to explain this. They need to gain their masters. It's really complicated, but I play one of the sons and of the tigers. So
that's what's important. And I know that you have somewhat of a martial arts background yourself. So what was it like to be able to apply it for this film? Claudia's losing her mind. She's like, hey, I get you.
Well, for my parts of the film, it was more the dramatic side, but after I was done shooting, we got to go watch them and do all their stunts and stuff. On top of a building, actually, we did it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. How was that?
It was pretty scary looking down, but it was pretty cool. It was at nighttime too. So yeah.
That's awesome. Let's move to another feature film, a documentary, Curtain Up, directed by Hui Tong, Kelly Ng. Will, can you tell us what this documentary is about and how you got to be a part of it?
So this documentary is about like Asian kids breaking stereotypes and like sort of doing acting and stuff. I got into this documentary because I think I was just selected for some reason. I don't really know why.
I think I know the reason. I think it's because you're extremely dynamic and charismatic.
Thank you.
What was that like, having a documentary team follow you around at school and at home for a long time?
It felt pretty weird at first because like you don't really get to know who they are, but then over time we started becoming friends, and like we would go eat lunch together, and it was really fun.
Oh, that's so great. Now, Will, you show such a passion for your craft in this documentary. I wanted to ask, are you still dedicated to the course? Is that passion still alive in you?
Yeah, I do things like there's this thing called NGIS, Next Generation Young Artist Showcase. And then and sometimes over summers, I would do like acting programs. So yeah.
Fun. Oh my goodness, I'm jealous. I know I'm an adult, but I want to be in an acting program. Maybe a summer camp. Sounds fun. So let's get to know about you all as actors more. Maya, I'll start with you. When did you start acting, and who helps you work on stuff when you're preparing?
I started acting in like plays when I was like much younger, but when I started filming, it was probably like about a year ago. My parents are both actors.
Oh, cool.
And they help me like practice my lines, and yeah.
Is it fun to have parents as actors as well, or is it or is it like they know too much about what you're doing?
It's very helpful because like if I'm like practicing for auditions, they give me like notes too, so like I really like that, and like I help them with their like at home auditions, and like that's how I like started to like want to act, like film.
So you're saying you helped your parents as well learn their lines?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's a family that's all helping each other. How fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What a great thing to work on as a family. My next question is for Kana. This film was so cool. I can't believe it was directed by someone so young. When did you start making films?
I think I started when I was 6.
Ooh, tell me about your first project.
I think my first project was I was with my friend and we were having a sleepover and we were bored. So we just took our dolls and made a film with the iPad.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember what that film was about?
It was a horror movie, but it's not so scary.
Wow. Do you mean that you tried to make it scary, but when you watched it back, it was not as scary as you thought?
Yes.
It's tough. I think it's really, really tough to make something that is super scary. I mean, I was really scared by BAKEMONO, but I just am very, very impressed at people who are able to make something super scary. What can you tell me about any other projects that you've done, and what you like to what stories you like to create?
I'm working on a project right now, but it's not really going anywhere because I have to study for the high school test.
Oh, okay. So you're splitting your time, some time for creative, some time for school.
Yes.
That's tough. That's a tough balance. My hat's off to all kids who are in entertainment, because when I started as an actor, I didn't have to go to school, and you guys have to do it both. So that's awesome, Kana. My next question is for Jessica. How did you know you liked acting when you first started?
Well, it was just usually when I don't like stuff, I can tell. But I really enjoyed the process, and the people in the acting community are so sweet. So I just really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome. And you say you have a dance background. What kind of dance do you like to do?
My favorite style is probably contemporary, but I do everything from point to tap. So
Wow, that's a huge range. But contemporary is where it's at for you. That's where you feel the most free.
yeah, that's my strong suit.
Now, I recognized this film as being very specific to a time period that I think I'm from. What was it like to be in a costume of the overalls and the fanny pack and the glasses? What was that like for you?
It was well, I had seen a lot of pictures from when my mom was like younger and she wore stuff like that, and my sister had like clothes when she was little like that, and it was like going back in time, but like some of the clothes are coming back in fashion now, so
That's true. What was once uncool is now cool again. Did you feel how did that costume make you feel?
I feel like it almost made me feel like I was in the like the age period, and it almost made me feel younger because like right now for me, I don't wear that type of clothes, but I know when I was younger I always wore like turtlenecks and overalls,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah.
My next question is for Tysen. You're such a young talent. And I wanted to ask, how did you decide you wanted to act?
Well, it started when I was super young. I just thought, I'm going to try something new today. And I tried to do a show and I just ran off stage. So
You're kidding me.
yeah.
Is this real?
I started to come back to acting, and I started watching a lot of movies, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do one day.
Wow. Is there a certain movie that you saw that you said, I'm really inspired by this?
I don't exactly remember. I was still really young, but I know that I was watching downstairs at home.
What kind of movies do you like to watch? Which ones are your favorite movies to watch where you're like, I could watch this again and again and again?
I like action movies or comedy.
Ooh, I'm a big comedy fan, and action as well. That's great. I have a question for William, somewhat similar. When did you realize you wanted to act?
I think when it was like maybe third grade-ish, so like 4 years ago, and yeah.
And we see that you a performance of you in Frozen in Curtain Up. What roles do you like to do? What are your favorite roles to do?
Like, what do you mean by favorite roles?
Do
Like,
you like to do like really dramatic roles, or do you like to be the class clown? Do you like to sing more?
I think I like to sing more.
Oh, really? So I see a future of musical theater for you. Do you see that for yourself?
Yeah.
Nice, really cool. And then Josiah, when did you start acting?
I think about the age of 6, and I remember me, my mom, and my sister, we were driving to the store, and there was a radio ad. And so that night, me and my sister, we were looking on the computer for scripts to prove to our parents. And so we found a script and we did it in front of them, and the rest is history.
You remembered the exact night you became an actor.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's so cool. And then I know a little bit of this from personal experience, but when we're not working together, what do you do to prepare for your roles? Do you have a process?
Yeah, so usually I have 2 acting coaches, John D. Aquino and Jeffette Gordon. And for auditions, if, I usually get coached by them too, but if not, usually my sister helps me if we're in a rush. But most of the time, I get coached.
Nice. Oh, hey, we've got Sir joining us. Hi, I'm Lilan. Nice to see you.
Hi, sorry, Colomai for being late.
No worries. So for people who don't know, Sir was in the movie MOʻO with Tysen, where you guys played very, very real, believable cousins. And this was super, super dramatic. So Sir, do you feel ready if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Awesome. I wanted to ask, you have to access a lot of deep emotions for this movie. How did you prepare for your role?
Well, I first found my character, of course. That took a little bit longer than I thought because me and Kapoor, my character, are so different. So I took inspiration from a lot of people around me, especially people at school. So I would use people at school to help me prepare for my role.
Wow, that's really smart. I don't think I've really thought of that much to be able to look at other people as models. Now, how are you different from your character?
Well, my character is definitely someone who is a little more sad, I feel. He has like something stuck, I feel, within him. And I'm someone who's very, very outgoing, and he's someone who's a little bit more reserved and someone who will think about, he's shy in a sense, but he also is kind of dealing with so much in his life right now that everything that he was once, he's not anymore. So he's kind of like holding back all of that emotion and taking sort of time and staying away from everything that he once loved.
It really, really reads on screen too. You really, really portray somebody who's gone through a great loss. Congratulations on a great performance. So
Thank
good.
you.
I'd like to go to Claudia. You are so scary in BAKEMONO, and you're so charming right now, and so just like adorable and likable. So did you do anything specific to channel the super scary entity inside you?
Well, okay, so I just, yeah, well, I didn't do anything specific. I just sometimes, like, my sister's like, you look like a doll, and she sometimes thinks dolls are creepy, and they're just like, so then I just thought about that, and then so I was just like,
wow, it really works. Now I noticed that you have a lot of intense prosthetics when you are the demon version of yourself, and your eyes look really, really small. Did you have to wear contacts?
No, so the prosthetics were real, except they just took a video and then they edited it. And for the BAKEMONO, it wasn't prosthetics, they just edited it all. So
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay, good to know. I'm really glad that you didn't have to wear big contacts because those can hurt a lot. And I imagine this probably wasn't comfortable, was it?
Yeah, if after I did it, since it was there, since I did it for a long time, it was just like, okay.
You got used to it.
We did the scene backwards because it's easier to take the makeup off than to put it on. So we did the breakfast backwards.
Ooh, that's cool. Those are those like little movie trivia that I love learning later on, where it's like, oh, that whole thing was shot out of order. That's great. I'd love to be able to get to know all of you a little bit more as people and as actors as well, and directors. So Maya, let's start with you. What kind of movies do you personally like?
I like dramatic. I like dramatic films and comedies. Like I like Pitch Perfect is one of my favorite films.
Oh, that's a funny one.
And yeah, there's one movie that I forgot the name of, but I really enjoyed that. And I like dramatic films and shows and stuff.
Ooh, do you see yourself wanting to pursue more dramatic roles as your career continues?
Yeah, those are like my favorite like roles to do, I guess. It's fun for me to pretend I'm sad or like play a sad role.
You sound like an actor.
Yeah.
It's fun to make myself sad.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's great. Now, it sounds like you and your parents help each other for auditions. Do you also get to practice together when trying out different scenes or scene study and stuff like that?
Yeah, like sometimes my mom like wrote a monologue for me to like do to practice on, and we search up like family scripts that we can do together to like practice.
Gosh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Is it more fun working with your parents or with people you don't know?
I mean, it's about the same. I like it either way. It's fun anyway when I'm acting. But yeah.
That's great. My next question is for Kana. When you're not making films, what are you doing? What are your hobbies?
I like to binge watch anime, draw, travel, and play video games.
Ooh, what video games are you into?
Right now I'm playing Among Us.
Oh my gosh, I've heard so much about Among Us. I see a recognition from Claudia and maybe Jessica. Who here is playing video games like Among Us right now? I knew it. I knew it. All of you. That's great. Jessica, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, it's a tie between Little Woman and The Hate You Give.
Oh my gosh, great ones. Do you see yourself playing parts like that are in Little Women or The Hate You Give?
Yeah, I really like those movies because in The Hate You Give, the message is really good. And in Little Women, I just like how like there's so much drama and it's almost really complex. So
yeah, each relationship has like each relationship is not like the next relationship. There are no two relationships in that movie that are alike.
yeah, even though they're like siblings, they're totally different.
Do you have siblings yourself?
Yeah, I have a big sister.
And do you do hobbies together? Is she into dance as well?
She tried it when she was little, but didn't work out.
I get it, but it did work out for you.
Yeah.
Would a role that you like be something where you can come like similar to the one you played in Michelle, where you can combine your dancing and acting?
Yeah, I that's one of the reasons why I really liked it, was because I could combine two of my favorite things together.
Got it. Cool. And sir, when you're not acting, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm really interested in student leadership and also speech and debate. I've been a part of the speech and debate team at my school for 3 years now. And it's funny because what you said, what do you like to do outside of like acting? But it's technically still acting because I do a category called dramatic interpretation, which basically you do a script or a monologue, but it's 10 minutes long. And it usually comes from a body of text. So like a book. So you would have to cut a book and turn it into a script of your own and then compete with other people like around the world.
I'm crazy about this.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about what text you might have lifted from a book to?
Yeah, for sure. So last year I did a book called Nocturne by Adam Rapp, which was essentially a book about a car crash and how an older brother of a little girl accidentally killed his sister with a car and his grieving process with it. And how that affected him in the future.
Wow, that sounds super complex and something like
I
want to try. What a great exercise for an actor. It all kind of ties back.
Exactly. It always helps me with my acting at the end of the day. So.
That's so cool. Tysen, what's your favorite TV show or movie?
Ooh, well, sometimes I do watch anime.
Oh, so we've got a lot of anime fans here. A show of hands, who's watching anime in here? Oh, we've got some. What's your favorite anime?
I don't know if I actually have one, but I do like to watch a lot of movies and like Disney, like Lion King or Mulan or
those are some of my favorites too. What do you do for fun when you're not acting?
Ooh, normally I like to go surfing. I like to cook or bake.
You already cook? Well, you're ahead of me, my friend. I have never learned to cook. For William, what is your favorite musical? We were talking about musicals earlier.
See, I haven't really watched any. I haven't really.
Ooh.
But I've seen, the only musical I've seen is what was it? Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It was really good.
Oh, awesome. What about Disney movies? A lot of Disney movies tend to be musicals.
I don't really know. I can't seem to remember anything right now.
Fair enough. Claudia just wrote in the chat that you love Hamilton.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, sorry. I meant that she loves Hamilton. But Will, you got to put Hamilton on your list. It's so good. Tysen, he vouches for it. He also says it's great. Claudia, let me ask this to you. Have you seen Hamilton live?
No, I only seen on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about Hamilton do you like the most?
I like that it talks about real history and that it's not like the usual musicals. It's like very modern and it's still talking. Yeah.
That's fun. It's a really fun way to learn about history, huh?
Yeah. Except they're cursing a lot. So but
except for that part. It's okay if it's for research? ? Anyway, Joziah, speaking of cursing for research, when you're not acting, what do you do for fun?
Oh, I do a lot of things for fun. Okay, most of the time, I'm either drumming or playing video games.
Thought so. Among Us?
Yeah, Among Us, Call of Duty. Yeah.
You're still playing Call of Duty? I feel like that game is way old.
Oh, Modern Warfare, as they call it now. It's the good version. Yeah. But due to my spending habits, I made a sneaker reselling business with my friends. We sell stuff like Yeezys and stuff, and yeah. So
I can't believe it. You're an entrepreneur?
I guess you could say so.
This panel, you all are impressing me so much. You're dancing, you're cooking, you're doing speech and debate and you're lifting text and creating your own works of art, and you're selling shoes on the internet. What aren't you doing, all of you? Let's find out more of what is in the future for everybody. So Maya, I'll go back to you. What's next for you?
A film that I was in is screening in the film festival. So there's that, and I'm writing a short film to get into a magnet for a school, middle school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not just acting in films, you're creating them.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
hearing that. That's so great. Kana, do you have any ideas for your next project?
I'm already working on it.
That's right. Are you allowed to say what it is, or would you like to keep it secret for now?
I would like to keep it a secret.
That's great. Well, tell me, you're also in school, you said earlier, and you're juggling both. Do you have a subject that you are really drawn to right now?
I like math and art, and if recess is a subject, I'll say recess.
Oh, definitely. Who doesn't love recess? Jessica, tell us more about what's on the horizon for you. What are you looking toward?
Well, right now, I don't know much for acting, but I am in school. I'm in a theater class, so I might be doing some plays for my school. But if there is another opportunity to audition for another film, then I definitely do it for sure.
You'll be there. That's great to hear. Will, speaking of plays at school, what's on the horizon for you?
I don't really know right now. I can't think of anything.
It's pretty wild. We're in a time where we don't know anything. But from what we were talking about earlier, you still want to continue with acting. This is still your career drive, right?
Yeah, I would still love to.
That's great to hear. Claudia, how about you? Tell us what's next for you. What are you doing these days, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, before quarantine, I auditioned for South Pacific and I got in. So then quarantine happened. So after quarantine, after COVID, all this craziness, I'm going to do that, hopefully. But also during quarantine, I started a girl group called the Liliths, and it's 80s October at the Liliths. So like, yeah.
Wow. And so what do you sing? Do you play an instrument?
Okay, I'm learning bass, but like I know how to play like KK House. That's an Animal Crossing song.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm learning bass. I know how to play ukulele, like kind of. I kind of forgot how to.
Oh, I'm sure it's easy to pick up.
The other girls are playing instruments. Well, are learning how to play instruments too. So yeah.
So cool. Bass, from what I remember, is not easy. Is it? Do you have to take breaks because of how hard you have to push the strings down? Ooh, do you got some calluses there?
Well, I mean, the skin is peeling off. Well, that's okay. But it's not hard. It's just like, it doesn't hurt. Well, maybe it's just for me, but it's not easy.
It's not easy, you said.
Yeah, but
that is awesome. I can't wait to hear your girl band. That sounds so cool. Yeah. Sir, what's up next for you?
Well, unfortunately, in Hawaii, a lot of the things are still shut down due to COVID. So a lot of people are still waiting to get back into the industry. But before quarantine, I did have a few things in line that I was supposed to audition for and partake in. But because of everything that happened, that all got put on hold, unfortunately. So I'm just taking it day by day, waiting until I can go full throttle again.
That's the only way to do it. I feel like we're in great company. I feel like a lot of people in the industry are just waiting for us to get back and be able to do what we love again. I wanted to throw it to Joziah as well. What are you spending your time doing up there in Seattle?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
What are you spending your time doing? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, nothing much because of COVID, you know, but the Paper Tigers, it was actually sold, and hopefully if Corona is done, it'll be in theaters in spring 2021. So yeah.
Ooh, something fun to look forward to. Well, keep our fingers crossed. And then Tysen, what are you spending your time doing now, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, I got into a new school this year, so I was excited about that, but then Corona came, and then now I'm kind of stuck at home, and I'm trying to focus on school right now. But I still want to do acting, and then after I adjust to the school, I want to go back to doing more acting.
I see. I think that's a really healthy balance. I always love to hear when people are putting their education first, especially with the demanding career of acting as well. It's so hard to keep that balance. Do you have a favorite subject in school right now?
I like the improv classes.
Improv is where I come from, so I love hearing that. I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave anybody out. Is there anybody who I haven't asked yet what's next for them? Claudia, I know you got kicked out for a second. Were we able to chat?
Yeah, we were able to talk.
Good. Okay. There's a super talented panel here, so I want to make sure I've got all of you. All right, well, I want to invite our panelists to stay on for a group picture. And I'd love to be able to throw it back to Mia. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing your films, your time, and your stories with us today. It's so much fun talking with every single one of you. Mia, would you like to come back on and let our audience know more about the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival?
Sure. Thank you so much, Lilan. And thank you so much to all of our wonderful panelists. This was a really inspiring conversation. And thank you so much for being here. I know it's really early for some of you, so we really appreciate you taking the time. And thank you to our audience for joining. Don't forget to check out these artists and their films during the film festival. And if you enjoyed this conversation and the festival lineup, please consider donating to Visual Communications. Your support will help sustain our year-round operations and programming. Go to vcmedia.org for more information. And we hope to see you around for another conversation. For the most recent updates on the festival, please visit festival.vcmedia.org or follow us on social media. And our account is at BC Film Festival. And don't forget to tag us using hashtag LAAPFF 2020. And now I think we're going to take this photo. So
stay on, find your light.
Yes, if everyone could stay on. Oh, Tysen.
Tysen went for last.
Tyson's finding his light. We'll give him a moment.
Tyson's getting hair and makeup.
Yes.
Last looks. He looks good.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.